look, I get where you're coming from. I know what you're thinking. You're dragging up bullshit. I really am not. I'm getting called out for stuff I never did and in front of thousands, tens of thousands of people and about 3,000 concurrent. I let it slide. Can't let it slide anymore. So I apologize ahead of time. I did not expect this to be my first commentary video. I was working on something with Nerd City. But without further ado, I'm going to easily debunk Drummer 828's video and the fact that I broke up the Baited podcast.
Hey man, you ever felt unstoppable?
Ask around. I'm not the guy you want to go toe to toe with. You're a bitch. Your friends are bitches. About 2 weeks ago, I was getting reports from my news team that Keemstar was on the Ralph retort saying that the reason the Baited podcast broke up was because of my greed, that I was demanding more money, and that's how it fell apart. This is the latest revisionist history on why the podcast broke up. It actually contradicts one of Keem's last videos on his gaming channel, Keemstar, called The Story of Tommy C. And it also contradicts his initial accusations of me in late 2016 and early 2017. I've never been accused of breaking up the podcast over money. This is recent. It's all new. This is the absolute 100% proof that I did not break up the podcast. I didn't have the power to start or break up that podcast. I was third man in. Everybody knew it, including myself. If you look right here, Keemstar contacts me and says that he is extremely angry with Colossal is Crazy. He threatens to end the cast based on demands that Colossal is supposedly making. Turns out he never really even made these demands. This is the beginning of the end. Keemstar wanted to end the cast. And he wanted to either shift the blame to me or Clown. Now to the Drummer 828 part. As Keem's done before, he's tried to work with other commentators to make videos on me. And I don't think this is much different. Check this tweet out right here. It's only a random and Keemstar, one of the biggest YouTubers on the platform, liking an upcoming video that eventually would be on me. Does this bother me? Absolutely. I do not want a new audience thinking falsely that I broke up this podcast over money, that I was greedy. I was very fortunate to be a part of the podcast, and I absolutely owe everything to it and its fans. I don't owe much to Keem. He's tried to screw me ever since. And now I'm going to take care of the Drummer 828 situation. I'm going to answer his accusations rapid fire. The accusations he makes are either he knowingly lies or it's stuff that I already owned, like the golden rule. It's bullshit. I don't believe in the golden rule, especially in a situation like you just saw when YouTubers are making public statements, lying about your reputation, and you have these DMs and you can hey, I can prove this is bullshit. Yeah, I'll drop your DMs, no problem. Absolutely. Screw me, I'll screw you. How about this? Should I do it, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, screw him.
Screw him.
You did coke before we went down. You did. You told me and you had to go do a line before we went on. And I'll stick by my reputation on that. That's what you did. And you know what? I hope you get investigated. Because I guarantee if they search that little, they'd probably find a fucking kilo. What Drummer failed to deliberately do is not give the video context. Yeah, it's true that I was angry, but Drummer would have known that if he captured that footage, because the name of the video is called Did Keemstar Order a 17-year-old to plant a fake news story on me? Back then the narrative was, I'm obsessed with Keemstar and I make lies about him on a regular basis. So to make me look tinfoil, they sent this kid to plant a phony sex story about Keem. I report the phony sex story, and then of course I'm tinfoil Tommy. The problem is the kid gave me tape of Keemstar manipulating him, and the only thing that he'd come with afterwards was, it's just a troll, it was all a joke. Well, the kid didn't think it was a joke. He stuck by his story afterwards. When Keem acted like it was a joke in the chat, it really pissed me off. I was like, what? You're gonna screw me? I'm gonna screw you. Here's the entire context of that particular day. Uncensored.
Okay, well, I mean,
I said no to you. I've said no to you.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm not running that. Sorry.
Saying no to Keemstar when you're trying to, he has like an impression on you, a little bit of impression. He's obviously like the boss.
Yeah.
I mean,
I understand.
it's not like I'm.
No, I believe me. I think I understand that more than most. I do get that,
Yeah.
especially if he's paying.
It's a trap.
This is so what? So what? It's a trap. So what? He's still using kids. So
Doesn't
what?
matter if it's a trap.
So what?
It kinda
Haha,
proves
he
the
played a big
fucking
joke
point.
on me. So what? He's still begging fucking clown on a daily basis. I literally get, I literally, please stop, please stop, please stop. This is not a joke. He's trying to silence me. Who cares? All right, you got me.
He's trying to discredit you. He's
You
trying
got
to
me.
make you look like a fucking
You're trying
lunatic.
to discredit
That's all
me.
he's doing. That's all he's
And I
doing.
didn't say any of this shit was true. I opened up with the damn thing and said, take it in. So, you know,
By the
I got all my,
way,
I got all my
kid
bases
uploaded
covered.
it on his own. He uploaded it.
Yeah,
He didn't
it's just deflection. I mean,
That's all.
the deflection. You know what? I'm going to ask Clown to release a video or the audio they record when you're freaking out and demanding the Clown call me a liar in public. You can't do it this way, so you use kids. And you know what? I don't even care if Dash did this on backwards. Is he in the chat or something? Has he confirmed this? I don't see him in there. He told me he wasn't getting up. I mean, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. You know?
Used kids to troll Tommy, and it works. Yeah, you know why it works?
And it's like it's not a troll. You know, it's not a troll. It's you're fucking using kids. So what? You got me. Big fucking deal. Big deal. You know what's like? It's ridiculous. You don't want me to fucking cover you. You beg offline. You have other YouTubers come up to me and beg me to stop talking to you, and then you run shit like this. Or you run stuff about Baited, or you want me to talk about you, or really you want me to shut up or have me make a misstep. Big deal. I don't care if I got trolled. I'm not the first time people call it there. Confirmed Keemstar used kids to troll comment. How about this? Should I do it, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, screw him.
Screw him.
Keem, you did coke before we went down Baited. You did. You told me and Clown you had to go do a line before we went on. And I'll stick by my reputation on that. That's what you did. The MLG host thing, it's true. You told us that. And you know what? I hope you get investigated. Because I guarantee if they search that little mansion of yours, they'd probably find a fucking kilo.
Let me see. He's the host of the failing YouTube show with an ever-shrinking audience, Shot from the Point. Tommy actually used to be on the Baited podcast, which was, at its time, the biggest podcast on YouTube. It consisted of Keem, Colossal is Crazy, and Tommy C for pretty much just a laugh track. He didn't actually contribute much to the show at all. However, once the show got extremely popular, Tommy fucked it all up by becoming greedy and demanding more money without actually adding anything to the equation.
Real quick again, we've already debunked this. This is the tweet again, and dare I say the drummer actually knew this. He barely ever missed a stream from February of 2017 to December of 2017. He was well aware that this is a new accusation, and he's just riding it to make a lie stick.
So when Tommy's greed ruined the dynamic and essentially destroyed the show, he went off on his own and took what little notoriety he had gained from the show to try and start his own thing up. And that's where Shot from the Point came from.
I'm pretty sure he knowingly lied here. Keem discovered me on Shot from the Point. It started in 2012. I didn't start Shot from the Point after Baited broke up. We were even transitioning to a Trending Topics podcast at least once a week on Sunday prior to Baited, but we did go heavier after I got picked up for Baited, and eventually in October of 2016 we went full-time Trending Topics and split the two channels under Keem's recommendation. I'm pretty sure he knew this. Again, he barely missed a stream.
And that's where I got to know Tommy. Yeah, I'm honestly pretty embarrassed to say it now, but at one point in time, me and Tommy were pretty cool with each other. That is until I criticized Tommy. He went absolutely apeshit and couldn't believe that I had the balls to call him out on something that he had done. But that's kind of my MO. I mean, I've always said and made it well known that I don't care who you are, how big your subscriber base is, or how overinflated your ego happens to be. If you do something I don't like, I'll let you know about it.
All right, this is a case of projection. Drummer's not a tough guy. He licks your nuts in the DMs. He doesn't necessarily call you out. He might feel comfortable to do it now, but that's not Drummer. Drummer licks your nuts in the DMs, and I could prove that. What he's talking about is an incident. I didn't do anything wrong. I made a bunch of jokes about guys overreacting on my timeline about net neutrality being overturned by a Jeep Pi, like it was the end of the world. I didn't tag him in it. I didn't direct him. I didn't direct any of the tweets at him. I mean, my timeline was filled with people that are overreacting. And I guess he thought I directed it towards him. It could have been any number of people. I Am Alex was one of them, if I remember correctly. And he went at me like he was my dad. Like, get your fucking priorities straight. Don't be, you're sitting there wasting your time with Phil DeFranco. You should be covering this. And then I made a video and I dressed him down. That's why we're here. He hasn't gotten over it. In December, I dressed him down. I made him look like a jackass, and he hasn't gotten over it since. That's it. That's all there really is to it. It was over net neutrality and him being a little bitch-made soy boy, as I like to say, in his side of the camp, because I made a joke about net neutrality.
And one critique from me was enough for Tommy to lose his shit, but ever since then he's ranted and raved about how I'll never make it on YouTube. Well, seeing me on Drama Alert really must have activated his insecurities, because just the other day, a Tommy C fan threatened to ruin my career by sending Keem private DMs between me and Tommy in which I talk shit about Keem. You want to know who knows more than anyone how much shit I used to talk about Keem? Keem.
I find it strange that I was so angry and jealous that my fan threatened him. Oh, clearly that was hyperbole, but I wouldn't expect Drummer to get anything like that. And I think this is where this latest outburst comes from, because if you check in the description box below, it says that I leaked his DMs recently. And now he's saying that I leaked them to Keem? I haven't sent anything to Keem recently that has anything to do with him, and I can show you that right now. The most recent DM I sent to Keem is asking him to get involved with a mutual friend of ours that has YouTube channel taken down. It has nothing to do with Drummer. I muted Drummer last December. I don't block people, I just mute them, because it was constant spam to just about every comment I posted. Since then, he likes to fight with my news team or people that volunteer for me or talent on my show. He's constantly doing it, and it's funny, so we decided to kind of mess with him a little bit. I said to my news team, tell me saw my DMs of him bashing Keem and Kavos. And we had a little chuckle over it, and he immediately went silent. I never showed my DMs to them, although I'll show them to you now if you like. But what this video is more than likely about, it's panic on his part. He's trying to get out in front of DMs that I might release about him bashing Keem. He acts like such a tough guy, like he talks to Keem that way. Well, ask Pyrocynical or Sky Williams. You never know what Keem's going to take as a slight, and you never know if he's going to turn on you. That's the way it rolls. I like how Drummer is pretending that, he's got Keem under his finger and he can say whatever the fuck he likes. Come on, man. We all know that's not true. The whole internet knows that's not true.
Because I talk shit directly to him. Like I said earlier, I don't care who you are, how big your subscriber base is. If I happen to have a problem with what you're doing, I'll tell you straight to your face. You see, back then, I pretty much believed all the bullshit that came out of Tommy's mouth. And Tommy had me absolutely convinced that Keem was evil, that Keem was the bad guy. And I was an absolute cunt to Keem on Twitter and on YouTube on a regular basis. And it got so bad to where he just blocked me. And you know what? I don't blame him.
Hey, Drummer, I didn't know you were so easily manipulated. I guess I got magical powers. Look, there's plenty of evidence that Keem's a douche. Did you ever see the iDubbbz content cop? The truth is, I didn't have to do anything or say anything to you for you to come to me on what a bad guy Keem is. This is a tweet that you sent me that he took down, a video tweet where he roasts Tommy NC for God knows what reason, and you were outraged about it. I didn't say anything about it. You brought it to me, and you wanted me to bring it up in the show, and I don't even remember doing it. Contrary to popular belief, I don't run with absolutely everything I get from Keemstar. Take the Dash situation. I turned that one down, too.
Damn, Tommy. Man, I can't believe you're bullying me right now. Me, Great, and Leafy were talking, and we were going to have you on as the first guest of the Axis of Evil podcast. But now you're just straight up bullying me. You're saying that I'm boring and I'm not entertaining. At the end of the day, Tommy, I don't know. I think I would need a big apology before I reconsider you coming back on the podcast. Because you're going to be the first guest. I mean, this show's going to get millions of views. This might could have re-sparked your channel. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. We didn't talk about having you on for a guest. Hashtag, I wish Tommy died in the parking lot.
What a fucking piece of shit.
I know we're locked in a real big drama right now, but I'm glad we can agree on something.
You can leak the conversations, and it won't really do anything to me, but it will prove that both you and Tommy leak private information and can't be trusted. But
I guess you're trying to scare me into not leaking your DMs. Look, I'll leak your DMs if I see fit. You've lied about me, and you know this. I don't go for the golden rule. If you tell me something privately and contradict me publicly, and that contradiction does damage or makes me out to be a liar, I will leak them every time, just like I have today. You know this. And nothing's really going to change for me with other YouTubers. I've made this very public from day one. Some of them agree with me, some of them don't. Chris Raygun said it wasn't a good idea. Others said the golden rule's bullshit to begin with. And the goalposts keep kind of shifting depending on what Keem wants the golden rule to be. My rule is simple. Don't fuck me publicly and lie to me privately. This Tommy, you can do whatever you want, leak whatever you want. Look who's back in me. I got this. Don't worry, man. I got this. I can do whatever. No one's gonna trust you. No one's gonna trust you if you do what I don't care that you do. Dude, who has the inflated ego now? Talk about, appreciate your success. That's great. The truth is, I muted you back in December. And the reason I muted you is because you constantly spammed me. You've constantly fought with my staff up until just a couple days ago. I never cared what you did. The only time I ever responded to you when you actually made a video on my staff member who's not a public figure. You busted him for copyright infringement. Yeah, whatever, man. That's you. That's not me. And since you're so cool about it, I guess you won't mind this video because I don't mind the rat tag. If being a rat means sticking up for yourself and correcting a lie, then I'm the biggest fucking rat in the platform. Well, I'm looking at the time, and this is quickly turning into a Drummer 828 video. This whole thing started with a 1-minute Twitter video from me in December of 2017, and it was returned with a 20-minute video on me and on this Rising Stars channel. I suppose I should be honored. Look, I pretty much said what I have to say. I showed you his. I don't know if he got one thing right. The only thing he got right that I can see is that I dropped DMs. That's it. And which I own 100%, and I don't make any apologies to. There's two things I'm going to address that I'm not going to play. One being the Nerd City situation, where I was accused of stabbing him in the back. Well, maybe you want to talk to Nerd. Well, here's the thing. Nerd City does not want me to bring a lot of attention to that because we resolved it, and nobody needs to hear about it. I didn't set him up. He knows I didn't set him up, and he's actually still helping me, and I appreciate it. Got in a fight with some of my staff members, and they got over it. Maybe you should too. Since you're, who needs my little small 30,000 sub ass when you're going right to the top? So, and the other thing was the accusation about Kraut and T. I 100% stand by Kraut and T. His videos, comeback videos, have yet to be debunked or even addressed. The entire video, well, I shouldn't say the entire video. Mediger's video was based on false information by a guy named Braving Ruin. That is yet to be debunked, and that's about the only thing I cared about, which was doxing service. I proudly stand by Kraut and T. I make no apologies for it. He did the right thing, and he got his channel back. I guess the last thing is me and Tonka saw. Yeah, we resolved it. It's not a problem. Hey, weren't you sucking his ass when me and him were fighting? Yeah, you are. I think you told him that you had some sort of evidence on me that I'm constantly cutting off callers that disagree with me. And you never produced it. Sort of like the evidence Keem's talked about, that I beg. I would have been Medigered by now if I begged for money online. The stuff that I'm a horrible parent that was said on the Warski show. I've got every right to go back at you guys. If you want to keep this going, let's keep it going. If any of my fans have any questions, stuff I didn't address about his video, well, you're more than welcome to hit me up on stream, and you damn well know Shot from the Point isn't going much of anywhere. That's another thing, and I guess the last thing I'm going to address. If my show was actually totally dying when you were a fan of it. Since Bloodsports fell apart, you can go check the dates on Social Blade. I've got the subs back from when I left Baited. So, I mean, I've actually grown since Bloodsports came out. I don't have a problem going after Bloodsports. I did the other day. And I'll continue to do whatever the hell I want. And you can continue to do whatever the hell you want. I don't know why you want to bring me into it. Because you just got made out to look like a rat yourself. Taking Keemstar crumbs, Tonkasaw crumbs, Ralph Retort crumbs, and just about every piece of crumbs that you could gather from anybody that I happen to be beefing with. That's a rat.